Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a snow globe house. The idea is this: we have a big giant snow globe, and inside of it we have a lovely wintry scene, very festive, with a small wooden cabin, and that wooden cabin actually functions as the main house. But you can also store stuff down below in the base of the snow globe, but the main house is up above and visible for everybody to see. It looks quite fantastic. It's a very unique design, and I hope that you guys really enjoy this. If you love houses like this, if you want to see more, not only should you subscribe, but please give this video a like, give it a favorite, give it a share. I'd really appreciate it. Comment down below, let me know if you have any other weird ideas or designs that you want to see made, and hey, maybe I'll make them. Who knows? I'd really love to hear what you guys want me to make. Check out the god system, check out the description below. I'll be leaving links to loads of other houses and playlists in those two places, and I think that you guys would really like to check out what I have in store for you there. But that's more than enough talking. If you want to make the snow globe house, here's what you're going to need. You need quite a few things. Grab yourself some spruce wood planks and some dark oak planks. You'll also need, as weird as material as it may seem, some block of gold. You'll need some dark oak wood stairs. Also, grab yourself some, we'll be needing some regular glass, or you can use a coloured glass. I prefer regular glass though, but that's just me. We'll also need a little bit of white wool later on. We'll want to grab ourselves some spruce wood later on. And you know what, we'll leave it at that. We'll grab all of our other stuff as we need it. We'll just leave it at that. And once you have each one of those materials right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. It's actually not that big of a house, believe it or not. It's not a massive house, so you don't have to worry about it taking a massive chunk of space, but it is a moderate-sized house, so just do make sure that it's not going to be colliding with anything. And once you've figured out where you want to make it, you're going to want to plant a dark oak wood plank on the ground. And it will be easiest if you start this off by looking down at the ground like this. And from this dark oak wood plank, you actually want to do an up-left diagonal from it, like you do in a pixel art. You then want to go left, do another up-left diagonal, go left by one, above it by one. Do an up left diagonal, go up by one. Do an up left diagonal, go up by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an upright diagonal, go up by 1. Do an upright diagonal, up by 1, right by 1. Do an upright diagonal, go right by 1. Do an upright diagonal and right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a bottom right diagonal and go right by 1. Do a bottom right diagonal, go right by 1, down by 1. Bottom right diagonal, down by 1. Bottom right diagonal, down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a bottom left diagonal, down by 1. Bottom left diagonal, down 1, left 1. Do a bottom left diagonal, left by 1. Bottom left diagonal, go left, and you should connect all the way back to where you first started. And you'll end up with a shape that should look a little bit like that. And that's the shape. It's very, very easy. It's actually really easy to see what you have to make on the floor, especially easy if you know that each one of those 4 long sides is 5. So if you had any trouble making that, each one of those long sides is 5, none of those other rows are bigger than 2. Well, once you've got that taken care of, what you actually want to do is you want to stack another layer of dark oak wood planks directly on top of that first layer. You want to stack another layer on top of this, and this is going to make up the first layer of the base. The actual base of the snow globe is comprised of like 3 separate layers, and I'll show you what all of those are. It's actually quite easy, it's not difficult at all. Well, once you've got those 2 layers taken care of, what you now want to do is you want to take out, we already missed some material. We need ourselves some spruce wood stairs. Grab yourself some spruce wood stairs, and what you want to do is you want to go all the way around the base of your snow globe with your spruce wood stairs. So you want to go all the way around the corners. All of your stairs want to connect properly. They basically just want to form, they just want to go around the perimeter of the base of your snow globe, and they want to form, it's not really a circular shape, is it? But that's what it's supposed to be. You don't really get circles in Minecraft, not really. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's just to kind of like reinforce the stand. Plus, it adds another color to this thing, and it just makes it look a little bit more interesting. It makes it look a little bit nicer. That's all it is basically. So you just want to go all the way around the base of it with your spruce wood stairs. You could use any other 2 woods, by the way, if you like, but I just like this color combination, and you'll end up with something that should look a little bit like that, and that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Well, once you've got that taken care of, we now want to take out, again, our spruce wood planks this time, and above the layer of dark oak wood planks that we have, so above it, and 1 row inwards, we want to add a layer of spruce wood planks. If you followed one of my tutorials before, you'll be well aware with how this process works. It's really easy. We just want to make a shape inside of the previous shape. It's 1 row higher, 1 row inwards, and we just want to trace along the inside of the shape. It doesn't want to connect at the corners, it wants to remain diagonals, just complete diagonals, and you'll just end up with a little bit of a shrinking, it's just like a shrunk in circle, and it'll end up looking a little something like that. And that's perfect. Wonderful. Well, once you've done that, you now want to take out your dark oak wood planks again, and now what you want to do is you want to expand that. 1 row higher and 1 row outwards with your dark oak wood planks, you want to have another layer of dark oak wood planks. And it's very easy. It's the exact same thing that you've already done once already. This actually runs parallel to the very first row of dark oak wood planks that we placed. So well, actually it doesn't, because it doesn't connect on the corners. That is an important distinction that I've just realized. This layer of dark oak wood planks that we're placing, whilst roughly in the same position as the previous layer of dark oak wood planks that we placed, unlike the previous layer, it does not want to connect on those corners. It just wants to trace along that shape. So I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a moment, since we've just about done it. Can you see how the previous layer of dark oak wood planks, like on the very corners, like it connects together? An important distinction is that this layer doesn't, and that just adds to, again, an overall like difference in the shape. And that's what we want. Well, once you've reached this point right here, what we now want to do is, and we only want to do this to the front of the build. I imagine you've already figured out where you want the front of your house to be. This is the front of my house. Well, we want to take out the block of gold, and in between the 2 layers of dark oak wood planks, we want to stack a row of 3 block of gold right in the center of the front of your snow globe, the very front of it, like this. And you want to destroy the 2 blocks just below the gold, like this. This is going to serve as the entrance later on. This is where you're going to walk into the snow globe, and that's how you'll walk up, and that's how you'll climb into the house. That's how that works. Well, once you've done that, it's now time for us to take out our old pal, the white wool. And do you know what? Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to fill in the entire top of our snow globe, because we have to do it sooner or later. We're going to fill in the top of our snow globe with white wool. We're using white wool for one reason. It doesn't melt. That's why. I know quite a few of you guys have survival houses, and whilst I think that this may be a bit of a challenging build for survival mode, I do think that it's very possible, especially if you're flexible with the actual woods that you're going to use. So in the interest of, you know, not everybody plays on creative mode, we're not using snow simply because it doesn't melt or anything like that. And the white, I quite like the white wool. It looks like snow, it looks fantastic. Why change it? You can use snow if you like, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, you're going to end up melting it at some point or other. So we just want to have something which should look like that, and that's the entire top of the base filled in with our white wool. Well, once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. Okay, so what we're going to do is this. It's actually time for us to start the glass globe. The reason that we're going to do this first and not the house is for the simple reason that as soon as the globe is in place, you know how much space you have. So if you want to add extra things to the globe, if you want to take them away, if you want to make the house bigger, make something different, you know how much space you're dealing with, and that's important. So the globe, it begins on top of the outer edge of the layer of white wool that you placed. So 1 row inwards in relation to the dark oak wood planks, we have this circular layer of regular glass or white glass, but I think the regular glass is a bit more transparent, and I like the effect of it a little bit better. You want to have that. That's the first layer of glass of the snow globe. What you then want to do, and you should be familiar with this, above that layer, 1 row higher and 1 row outwards, we now want to add an additional layer of glass, and this layer of glass does not want to connect on the corners. It simply wants to trace along the top of the outside of the previous layer. Very easy, and this entire globe, really, all of this, I think, is very easy. It's a very beginner build. A lot of this is just very repetitive, building very simple shapes, and whilst it might look complicated from maybe the thumbnail or maybe if you skip to the end of the video, it's actually really easy. I'm pretty sure that anybody could follow this, and what's really cool about this is you can customize it as well. You can kind of like turn it into any scene that you want in there. So once you've added that extra layer of glass, one row above, one row outwards, we now want to add an additional layer of glass on top of this. So we don't just want to stop at one layer of glass for this, we want to add another layer directly on top of it. So we want to have 2 rows of this particular ring around the globe. So we're just going to add all of the glass on top of this, and then we can talk about the next bit. So once you have those 2 layers of glass, we then, for the next layer, and this is the thickest layer, we want to, again, 1 row above, 1 row outwards, add another layer of glass. And this is going to be the thickest layer of glass so far. So once we have finished doing the circular shape here, we actually want to add, on top of this layer that we're making now, we're going to want to add 5 additional layers of glass on top of it. And that's going to take quite some time. So that's probably going to be the point that I actually cut it out of the video, because it's an unnecessary process. And there's no reason for me to show it and add extra time to the video and keep you guys all bored. So once I have finished this layer of glass, I'm going to go away. I'm going to add 5 additional layers on top of it, because it is going to take quite some time, because it's a big ring. And then I'll come back and then we'll continue on with the rest of the shape of the snow globe. And I don't think that I'll have to do that for any other part in this video, except maybe the very end. So we have this outer ring. This is as big as a snow globe actually gets, like in terms of circumference. And we're going to add on top of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional layers on top. And what we want to do is we want to go all the way around and we want to add all of these layers. It's going to take a second or two, so I'm going to be back in just a moment once I've actually got that taken care of. I'll be back. And that is what your snow globe should look like once you've added 5 additional layers of glass on top of that particular layer. Now, I realise that might take some time, so pause this video if necessary, and once you've got that taken care of, hit play and we can continue on. Well, once you've got that taken care of, the next part of this is to begin shrinking the globe again. So, above this outer top layer, we want to, 1 row higher, 1 row inwards, add another layer of glass. That's what we want to do. We want to add another layer of glass directly on top and inwards in relation to that previous layer. That's all we want to do. And this is actually going to be a relatively thick layer as well. It's not just going to be a single layer all by itself, there's actually going to be on top of this 2 additional layers. But I'll hang in for that because it is only 2 layers instead of 5. I don't think that it will take that long. So once we've done this, we're going to add 2 additional layers to it, and then again we're going to keep shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and eventually, by the way, that's 1 and 2 layers on top of this. It'll begin shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. Eventually we'll reach the top, and it'll look quite cool. It'll look like a big globe, and we'll put our house in it, and it'll look quite fantastic. And it looks really great from the outside, and I'll tell you what, it's not too bad from the inside either. Despite the fact that it's ever so small, I do wish that I would have made this a little bit bigger, but unfortunately, if I would have made it bigger, just making like the globe just a couple of blocks bigger, just making it just a little bit bigger, it really does increase the time building. So once you've got that layer taken care of, once you've got that 1 layer plus the 2, we now want to 1 row higher and 1 row inwards. Again, we want to add another layer of glass, and this, just like the previous layer, isn't going to be a layer all by itself. This is going to, once we've finished, going to have an additional layer stacked on top of it. Just the 1 though, just the 1. I'm trying desperately here to not connect at the corner. There we go. It's just going to be 1 layer on top of this. And then we'll move on to the single layers, and there's only 2 after this. So once we've finished this layer, which we've almost done, we've only got, how many we've got? We've just got this front left-hand corner to do. Not too much at all, there we go. So we'll add 1 layer on top of this, going all the way around, and then we have 2 more layers, and these layers are single. So unfortunately, they haven't found love, they haven't found their match, so they're just single for now at the top of the globe, right at the top. And that's how the globe will actually end. Like, the second layer will fill in the top of it and it'll look great. Well, we've added the additional layer on top of this, and then we're going to add, again, 1 row inwards, 1 row above. We'll add the layer of glass, and that'll look quite nice. So we're just going all the way around the top here. We're adding the additional layer of glass. And then after this, we'll add 1 more, and that will be the last one. Then we'll fill in the top. If you want to change the shape of the globe, I should mention, you can. You can do whatever you want to this. You can make it a little bit longer if you want, like a little bit higher. You can change it to an oblong if you want. You can make it whatever shape you want. You can make it into a rectangle. It's completely up to you. But There we go. That is the penultimate layer, which basically just means the one before last. So once you've got that one taken care of, this next one, this is going to be the last one, and what we'll do is once we've actually found the shape of this, is that right? Yeah, that's right, perfect. And once we've actually found the shape of this, like once we've traced along the outside of it, then we'll fill in the center. But we could just as easily, if we so wanted to, just as easily, we could just like fill in the top. We can actually keep the where it connects at the corners, and instead of destroying the blocks, I should actually keep them, because I'm just going to have to fill that in later anyway, so I may as well. There we go, perfect. And now what I have to do, like I said, I just have to fill this in, and I'm actually going to fill it in when I get close to the end of this. No, you know what, I won't, because we'll make the entrance to this. I was going to say that I'll make it from the inside, so we can trap ourselves inside the globe, and we can make the house, and blah 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 blah. What we can do is we can just make the actual proper entrance to this, and that'd make a bit more sense because we already have it set out. So perfect. That is the very top of the globe, and the shape that will end up looking like is a little something like that, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Well, once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So, the entrance to the snow globe, obviously you walk inside here and we destroy this second, like, center white wall block. Like, it wants to be in this position right here. So, like, if you're inside the snow globe, it's like this second white wall. And we can connect this down to the ground. I'd prefer to use spruce wood planks. Connect that down to the ground with spruce wood planks, just behind the block that you destroyed. And then I'm going to use ladders to actually, like, that's how you'll get in. You have a little ladder system here, and that's how you'll get in. And what I'm also going to do, you know what, I'll just get rid of all my materials. I'm going to put a door on this, so later on, a little later on, I mean, we'll have a door here, and it's going to be a dark oak wood door, because it kind of like blends in a bit. So instead of it just being so obvious that it's actually like a snow globe house, and people, you know, oh, that's a snow globe, that's pretty cool. If they inspect it further, they notice it has pretty awesome. So open this door, and we're going to actually come inside the snow globe. And inside here, the materials that we're going to need are very similar to the ones that we just got rid of. We'll need spruce wood, we'll need spruce wood planks, we'll need dark oak wood planks, we'll need the same of the stairs, dark oak wood stairs, and we'll need spruce wood stairs. We may also need some dark oak wood slabs. We'll also need a little bit of wood, a little bit of glass, I should say, and that'll be black stained glass, I think. Black stained glass block, I think, would be best for this, but that's just because I like it a little bit. And that's all we'll really be needing. You know what, actually, do you know what would be better than spruce? I'm changing my mind last minute. I think that it would be better to have ourselves some oak wood. I think that we're going to go with regular oak wood, and I don't think we'll need any planks, so oak wood stairs will do. Take out your spruce wood. So, can you see here, right at the front of the globe, where we have this row of 5 glass here, right? Take this first glass on the left, and you want to move inwards, and you want to line up with where we have that first glass in the row of 5 on the left. Can you see what I've done? So, this is the first glass on the left in your row of 5. You want to move inwards, you want to move in by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On this 5th block, place the spruce wood, and on top of that spruce wood, you actually want to go up by 2. That's 1 and 2. You then want to do 2 upright diagonals with your spruce wood. That's 1 and 2. 2 bottom right diagonals, 1, and that'll be 2. Connect down to the ground like that. Then, what you want to do is, where you have this row of 3, left and right, you want to take the center block, you want to move it inwards by 1, and 1, moving inwards by 1 with the spruce wood. You then, right at the top of the build here, we want to have a regular facing dark oak wood stair, like inside the frame here. We want to have, below that, we want to have a black stained glass. Left and right of the glass, we want an upside down oak wood stair. Right underneath these spruce woods, we want to have regular facing oak wood stairs like this. That's what we want to have. That looks fantastic. Well, once you've got that taken care of, we actually want to move over to the left here ever so slightly. And what we want to do is, on the ground, from where we have this first spruce wood that we placed, moving left towards the back of the house, we want a regular facing oak wood stair, then an upside down dark oak wood stair, regular facing oak wood stair, spruce wood. On top of the spruce wood, go up by 2. You then want to take the center blocks in each one of these rows of spruce wood, move them inwards each by 1 with the spruce wood. We then want to do a black stained glass on top of that upside down dark oak wood stair, place the dark oak wood stairs on top of that. You then want to place upside down oak wood stairs left and right of that stair. That's what you want for the left hand side of the house, and guess what? You actually want the exact same thing on the opposite side. So coming to the opposite side here, we want to do the same thing. So from this bottom spruce wood moving backwards, we want the oak wood, upside down dark oak wood, regular oak wood, then we want a spruce wood. Move up by 2. We then want to move inwards by 1 from each center block like that. We then want to do a black stained glass right in the center. We want regular facing no we don't. We want upside down oak wood stairs on top of the spruce wood, and we want a regular facing dark oak wood on top of the glass, like so. And what we then want to do is coming to the back of the house, and do forgive me whilst I have a look at my plans here. So on the very back of the house, very similar to the front by the way, on the back of the house, connecting these two bottom spruce woods together left to right, we want a regular oak wood stairs, then upside down dark oak wood stairs, if we can place it, there we go. Then a regular facing oak wood stairs, and on top of the dark oak wood, we want to place a glass. Left and right of that glass, we want a spruce wood. On top of the spruce wood, we want upside down oak wood stairs. On top of the glass, a regular dark oak wood stairs. On top of the oak wood stairs, oh god, it's getting complicated, we want a glass. Left and right of that glass, we want spruce wood, and above that glass, we want spruce wood as well. There we go. And there we have pretty much the walls of our lovely little cabin. And if you want to, you can also like fill in the bottom of the cabin with a wood of your choice. I'd use a lighter wood. You know what, we can even use spruce planks since we have them out here. We can fill in the floor with this instead of having the white, because it wouldn't make sense to have snow inside the cabin like that. And we can also put a door on this. I'm going to put on a dark oak wood door because I quite like it. Wonderful. Well, what we want to do in terms of the roof's actually quite easy. So let me explain. We want to take out for the side of the roof, and excuse me whilst I do adjust the plans once more. I'm going to take out the dark oak wood stairs. Where we have the spruce wood, the top spruce woods, we want to have an upside down, or a regular facing, I should say, regular facing dark oak wood stair here in this position, right? In line with the top spruce woods on the front and the back. We then, one row above these, we want to have another dark oak wood stairs, except they want to connect with each other from front to back. The first row on the side of the spruce wood don't, we just want a single overhanging one. But the second row does want to connect. The same with the row above. There won't be a row above that. We then want to come to the opposite side, do the same thing, so we just want a single dark oak wood here, dark oak wood stair there. One row above, we want the row of dark oak wood stairs, and then one row above that, we want the completed, once again, completed row of dark oak wood stairs. We then want to have a dark oak wood stair, like facing the front and facing the back like this. That's great. And then we want to make sure that the roof overhangs the front of the build by one row. It wants to overhang the front of the build by one row with the dark oak wood stair. And I'll tell you what we're going to do as well. We're going to do upside down oak wood stairs underneath the overhanging part, and that'll make it look quite pretty, and it'll make it look a little something like this. By the way, we do also want to place an upside down oak wood stair right at the top, facing towards us, and it'll make it look quite nice. So that's the front. We also want to do the same thing on the back. So right on the back here, we want upside regular facing, regular facing, regular facing, coming all the way up to the top, and then the other side, regular facing, regular facing, regular facing, then upside down oak wood stairs here and here and here, and also an upside down oak wood stairs right at the top, right in the center. That is wonderful, perfect, and that is what we want to have for the house. Oh, plus we also want to connect them together. You know what, I was going to use dark oak wood slabs, but I think that oak wood slabs, regular oak wood slabs, connecting the stairs together like that would actually look quite good. I quite like that, and I like the fact that it's a bit bigger in the center than it is on the ends. I quite like that actually. And that is a little cabin. It's a pretty little cabin, honestly, and once you've got that cabin taken care of, we can now start talking about what else we're going to be having here. So here's something that I'd recommend. Nether brick fence, sea lanterns. We'll also need, once again, I keep getting rid of it, spruce wood and some spruce wood leaves. Where are you? There we go. Okay, so to keep this place looking light, plus we'll also, a little later on, grab some white wool. Coming out diagonally from each one of the four corners of this little hut here, we want to, leaving a gap of one, and on top of the second block, we want to have a nether brick fence with a sea lantern on top. This keeps the place looking quite bright on the inside, and it also gives kind of like, it makes it feel Christmassy. That's the feeling that I get when I see these like little lanterns like on each one of the four corners. I'm going to add two trees as well, left and right of the house. Not on the back, just left and right. And these trees look a little something like this. They have two spruce wood coming up from the ground. Going all the way around the second spruce wood, we want to have a layer of spruce wood leaves, like this. We then want to draw a plus shape on top of that layer, then extend the center block up by one, like that. That's the left. Coming all the way over to the right, we want to have the, maybe in a different position, so maybe a little bit closer this time. So here, two spruce wood. We then want to go all the way around the edge of the second spruce wood with our spruce wood leaves, like this. Whoops, destroy that, boom. Plus shape on top of this, center block extended up by one. That is wonderful. What we also want to do, and this is something that's a little bit individualized, so I'm not going to give you like a really detailed instruction on this. With the white wall, I'm going to simulate kind of like snowfall. What happens when you shake up a snow globe? You get a load of like random snowfall. Whatever that stuff is that they put in there, whatever that magical stuff may be, it looks like it's snowing. That's what this is. That's what these white walls are, and we're going to arrange white wool in such a way that it looks like the snow globe's been shaken up, and it doesn't take too many of these to give this effect, by the way. And it just looks as though that the globe's been shaken up, and it just looks like it's snowing a little bit. It looks quite nice. You can add more, you can add less. I would err on the less side if I was you, honestly. About 4, maybe 5, maybe 8, maybe 20, up to you. I like 4. That's the inside the snow globe, pretty much. What you may also want to do, and by the way, it's very light inside the snow globe, isn't it? Isn't it nice and light? You don't even really need a light source. Inside the snow globe, you pretty much got room for a bed. You've got room for some chest, crafting table, furnace, not much else. We can have like a crafting table like here, or maybe like a crafting table here, a furnace on the left, a chest here. There's not too much room for much else. You could have like a double chest. You can have what you want. It depends how cramped you want it to feel in here, honestly. There's not too much room inside the house, I'll admit that, but that is the house, that's the inside. If you do want to expand this thing, if you do actually want some proper storage space and use this as like your permanent home of residence in Minecraft, the under part of this is perfect for that. There's no reason to just use that little hut. The under part is perfect. Let me show you what it looks like from the outside. Oh, that's fantastic. I love this house so much. It's such a cool idea. Along with my fishbowl house, I love this thing. Is my fishbowl house around? Is it around? It's actually all the way back there behind that arcade machine house. So this is the Snow Globe house. Hopefully you guys like this. I think that this house is absolutely awesome. I think it looks fantastic. It's a pretty unique idea, I think. I keep using that. I keep saying that, but I think it is. I don't think I've ever seen anybody build this. It just kind of came to me. This wasn't a request at all. This is something that I just kind of thought of. Well, hopefully you guys like it. If you do, please drop this video a like, give it a favorite, give it a share. I'd really appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter at TSMC360. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do loads of stuff around here. So let me just show you. Maybe let me just pan around a little bit. Just to give you a bit of an idea, and we can't see very much of this world, but we do kind of like a random assortment of between serious builds, between like stuff that you'd actually see in real life, and just complete fantasy, like YouTube stuff, Pokemon stuff, arcade machine, giant Pikachu in the background. That's a campsite, pretty awesome looking campsite. You should check that out. But that's what we've kind of got going on around here. So hopefully you guys like this. If you do, like I said, like, favorite, share if you wouldn't mind, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, check out the card system, follow me on Twitter at TSMC360, comment down below, what do you want to see next? I'd love to hear what you guys want to see. I always go through the comments, I always see what you guys want me to make. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.